He goes, hey, I didn't know he had the charger at this point. He goes, when you go to a hotel, do you think it's okay to take the mini shampoos and the mini conditioners and the mini soaps? And I'm like, yeah, they're mini soaps. And he's like, well, I have this charger.
Yeah. No, different. It's like
we're talking apples and chargers here.
It's also miniature. It also fits in the palm of my hand.
They also give you a TV in your room. We don't take that.
That's right.
Yeah. And by the way, I talked to Michelle Roy. I heard there's a lot of things that fit in the palm of your hand. Thank you. That was a good one. By the way, that charger you have, that's $100. Maybe it can charge a heating blanket. Hashtag weather. Get ready for the weather on Sunday. According to Dan Brunoff, News Radio 1080 KRLD meteorologist, Arctic cold front will arrive before Sunday's dawn, and then temperatures will fall below freezing area-wide by late evening. By Monday morning, readings will fall between 18 and 24 degrees. Wind chill for your Monday morning commute will be in the single digits.
What?
Yes. So
if there's one thing you can bet on besides the opposite of my NFL prediction picks, it is when we leave DFW. Well, it was colder, but normally every time we leave, it gets nice. Every time we come back, it goes back to sucking weather-wise. Count on it, Dan Brunoff.
That's true. Single digits.
Shots fired to Dan Brunoff at News Radio 1080 KRLD. He's going to do like 400 more push-ups because you just said that.
All I wanted to do is come back and get on my big green egg. I still may have to do it, but it's going to be a cold one.
It's going to be quite chilly. What's trending in DFW on 105.3 The Fan? Yes, my quarterback, Johnny Manziel, will not have a star on the side of the helmet. He will not be a Cowboy, but he may be playing soon for a Cowboy. Those details coming out in 1 second. But Jason Witten, not the only old man coming back to sports here in the Metroplex. Another one returns tomorrow night. Hashtag Mavs. Mavs are in action tomorrow night, the AAC against the Grizzlies. I'm not sure if they've actually installed wheelchair ramps yet or have added more handicap spaces, considering Luka Doncic is now 20. He is no longer the teenage phenom that we love so much.
Man, I'm a little bit mad we didn't get that Daryl Armstrong audio. I heard it as G-Bag of the Day on Bennett's Skin with Daryl crying and getting emotional over Dirk in an interview with Skin. But that was tremendous. That was awesome. That's all I got.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Are you guys excited that they're actually coming back to play tomorrow night? I feel like I haven't seen a Mavs game in like a week.
What do you mean? They just beat the Pacers the other night.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like it's been forever. Maybe it's the weather back here in the Metroplex. It just makes me feel like everything's dragging out so long. So anyway, Mavs will be back in action, like I said, tomorrow night against the Grizzlies, against old man Doncic. What's trending in DFW on 105.3 The Fans, brought to you by Frankel & Frankel at 1-800-LAWYERS. If you've been involved in an accident, it's not your fault. Go ahead and call Frankel & Frankel today at 1-800-LAWYERS, frankelfirm.com, principal office, Dallas, Texas. Some housekeeping issues to take care of here at 105.3 The Fan. Number one, Roy White, ready to hang out with the Tolos, right?
Yes, sir. Troy, I'm going to be out in Frisco for Car Toys. 32nd annual birthday bash. This is an annual event that they do every year, but it's going to have some incredible deals for you. Tons of great deals on aftermarket products. Car Toys, the masters of car installation. And it's not just cars. Trucks, boats, motorhomes, ATVs. They do it all at Car Toys, and I'll be out there at the Frisco location, 3184 Preston Road, from noon to 2 tomorrow. We'll love it if you would come hang out.
And also to the Fan Page and Tolos, our website, 1053thefan.com, has so much great information and articles regarding Jason Witten and everything else, but also other things you need to see. Number one, videos. I did an incredible video yesterday with Pat Doney where I surprised him with not only tickets, but a very, very, very special surprise for his favorite band. Go watch that video at 1053thefan.com and make sure you sign up.
Troy, real quick. How did you
hold on.
How did you trick Pat to come over there?
Oh, because at the beginning of the video, I told Pat that we were talking about our partnership with NBC5 and him being a great teammate and team player. He was like, oh, yeah, sure. So what are we talking about? Just go with it. We're going to riff a little bit. You did radio back in the day in college. You know how this works. We're just going to riff. So he thought we were talking about our partnership. And instead, I had him freaking out like a 12-year-old girl on camera.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's good. So
my favorite mark is at the 240 point.
There you go, 240.
Go check it out.
Oh,
he becomes real Pat Doney, not TV Pat Doney. It's quite funny. And also, if you go over to 1053thefan.com as well, you can sign up to win tickets to our very first fan screening of 2019. Of course, everyone knows that Captain Marvel is coming to the theaters. We are doing a special screening at Studio Movie Girl in the Colony, and you will need to sign up for your chance to win these tickets by the end of the weekend. So do not waste any time. 1053thefan.com for all of that. All right. I know Sean's excited about this one right here. It's
like you were watching the fan cam, because I'm like, I'm scrolling to it in my email. I'm like, are we going to do this? Are we going to talk about this or not?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it, because it's a shame that my quarterback is not going to play as a Cowboy, but he will play with a Cowboy. Hashtag Johnny Manziel. So as we know, Johnny Manziel is no longer in the CFL. He was kicked out for some unknown reason, because God knows Canadians don't want future Hall of Famers playing in their league. But he could be playing soon for the AAF. Did you know the San Antonio Commanders general manager is Daryl Moose Johnston? Some people didn't know that. Yeah, so Moose is the GM for the San Antonio Commanders of the AAF, and the Commanders hold the rights to Johnny Manziel, because in their system and in their league, they have what's called a regional allocation system. So if you play college ball in the state, in this case, Texas A&M, you have the first rights to that player. So could Johnny Manziel be playing in San Antonio very, very soon? Well, Daryl Moose Johnston was talking to reporters, and specifically he was talking to KSAT in San Antonio. Could we see Johnny football in the Alamo City?
Well, I've had a conversation with Tom Dundon, and he was the one that informed me yesterday of what happened, and that Johnny Manziel was now available. And he just said he belongs to you in San Antonio. So what are your thoughts? And I said, well, let's just sit back and see what the league thinks, and then we'll move ahead from there. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now here locally in San Antonio. So it sounds as though Johnny Manziel is comfortable coming down here and playing at the salaries that have been established with us in the Alliance.
Road trip.
Well, reading between the lines there, it doesn't sound like you won't be unhappy about my statement.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't sound like Johnny did something so terrible, like in the CFL, to get kicked out, that Moose would ignore or deny him in the AAF. That makes me really happy, because I want to get interested in the AAF and more football. I'm not interested, even though ratings have been good and going up a little bit. So let's get him in Texas, and let's get him on the field with them. Apparently, their crowds in San Antonio have been amazing, and I would tune into the first 2 games at least.
Oh, for sure. You got to see what he's got.
Yeah.
This is an intrigue factor. It's the same factor with Colin Kaepernick and Tim Tebow, and why the league went after those 2 guys. It'd be with Johnny Manziel. So now, whether or not he does it, and whether or not he decides that he really wants to play football, Warren Moon said he didn't think that Johnny didn't want to play the CFL. Oh, that's what Warren Moon said. Now, how much of that is true? Well, Johnny will be back in Texas. It'll be decent weather. It won't be playing in Canada, where it's minus 40 degrees right now. And, maybe his wife, girlfriend, fiance will have a better chance at cheating in a marathon.
Oh, what? What are you talking about?
It's a great story.
Did you not see this? Okay. Well, Bree, his model and wife,
future mother of his children,
yes, ran a Run Like a Diva half marathon in California. She finished the half marathon in under 2 hours, which is impressive for someone who had never run a race like that before. However, when you go back and you look at her splits, the first 6.5 marathon, 13.1 mile shot. Her first 6 miles, she runs it in an hour and a half, averaging 14 minutes per mile.
Okay.
However, in the final miles, she ran the final miles at 4 minutes and 0.7 seconds per mile.
Wait a second, what was the first?
14 minutes.
And the second?
And the second half was 4 minutes per mile. Because what she did is at mile marker 6, she decided to cut off the route and go right to mile marker 13 and basically skip the final There was a 5-mile loop that she skipped out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The word you just said there almost slipped. What happened was it was a loop, and they were supposed to run the loop twice, which was about 5.5 miles, and then a stretch at the very end that would take them back to the start. They only ran the loop one time, checked in at the 6.4-mile marker, and then, as Choppy said, apparently ran the last 6 miles in 4 minutes.
Well, Roger Bree Bannister apparently running 4-minute miles.
By the way, she would have set the all-time record for a for 6 miles. And by the way, right there.
For a woman.
Oh, so Johnny married a Kenyan.
For a woman.
Oh.
Wow.
When we come back, we eat barbecue and go shoe shopping with Willie Calhoun on your home of the Rangers, then Brad Sham, then John Daniels part 2 as the GM sits down with us. All of it. Don't miss it. Coming up next.
Coming up in the next G-Bag Nation, it's a Friday. So much news out of the Combine this week in Witten's return. We'll talk about it with Brian Broaddus at 1 p.m. The Nation 10 to 3 on the Fan.
Hey, what's going on, fans and Tolos? It is Troy Hughes. Yes, the weekend has finally arrived, and this weekend's going to be one of those snuggle weekends. You know what I'm talking about. You get to stay home, make some stew or some chilies with beans. Yeah, come at me. But here's the thing. You're doing all that stuff to relax. Why? Because you're tired. You're exhausted. It's been a long week. Why do you have to wait until the weekend to try to recover, air quotes? No, you can feel energized and great all the time if you go to the Low T Center. I know, man, it's hard to make that first step to getting help, of to why you're dragging all the time. Well, it's probably because your numbers are low, and those numbers include testosterone levels and everything else. Well, you can have those checked out at the Low T Center. And the other numbers I'm talking about, blood cholesterol, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, thyroid, those numbers and so much more will get you back on the pathway to a better life thanks to the Low T Center. They specialize in men's health. They've been doing it for years, and they do it for me and a lot of guys here at the radio station. So do yourself a favor. While you're staring into that bowl of chili with beans, come at me. Make sure to call the Low T Center today, 972-378-5698, or go to the website, lowtcenter.com for more information. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
World welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. looks to defend his title against 4-division world champion and current WBC lightweight champion Mikey Garcia at AT&T Stadium on March 16th. Be there for this highly anticipated blockbuster showdown between two of the world's best boxers. Don't miss your chance to see all the action at AT&T Stadium on March 16th. Get your tickets now before they sell out at SeatGeek.com, the official ticket provider of AT&T Stadium. Again, that's SeatGeek.com.
You get the most for your lease with an Autoflex lease, yeah.
Who do companies of all sizes call to replace their vehicles and save money? Autoflex Leasing, of course. Small service companies with 2 vehicles and large companies with over 100 vehicles in their fleet lease from Autoflex Leasing. Call Autoflex today at 234-1234 and any local area code for the commercial flex lease and speak with a commercial leasing specialist. You can compare all available programs that fit your company's mileage and usage needs. Autoflex then locates your vehicles, handles any upfit you need, and then delivers them right to your office in record time. When you choose Autoflex for your company fleet, you'll get top rates that can save your company thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Again, the one easy number to call is 234-1234 or reach us online at autoflex.com. The commercial flex lease, available exclusively at Autoflex Leasing.
Autoflex lease, oh yeah.
Right now at CVS Pharmacy, you can earn up to 50 extra bucks rewards each year just for filling prescriptions, which means the medicines you take to stay healthy might also do a little something for the health of your wallet. So visit your local CVS Pharmacy to sign up and start earning up to 50 extra bucks rewards on prescriptions. Terms and conditions apply. Not valid on all prescriptions, including those purchased in Arkansas, New Jersey, or New York. Other state restrictions apply. See cvs.com/RX rewards or the pharmacy for details.
Discount travel sites say they have the best prices, but Hilton.com has the price match guarantee. Look me in the eye. If you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off. Yeah, well, this is radio, so just stare at the radio. Hilton.com has the best prices. Pinky swear. Or, radio swear. Plus, you can choose your exact room and get free Wi-Fi. Cross my heart, stick a needle in my radio. Expect better. Expect Hilton.
Must be a Hilton Honors member. Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com. Pinky swear.
The Ben and Skin Show have your tickets for Snoop Dogg and his 25th anniversary of Doggy Style Tour on April 28th at the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory. For more information, visit 1053thefan.com.
Want to treat your car right?
Thankfully, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just do a Fram 3 filter job and your vehicle will be properly maintained. Oil filter, air filter, cabin air filter. 3 Fram filters and you know the job's done right. And if they don't carry Fram, maybe you're in the wrong place. So remember, if you can count to 3, you can get the job done right. Fram, filter out the nonsense.
Are you ready for the thrill of Good Guys Autocross? The rumble of Nitro Thunderfest and a chance to strap into a Team Texas stock car and then cruise on out to the Good Guys 9th Spring Lone Star Nationals Giant Car Show, March 8th through the 10th at Texas Motor Speedway. Feast your eyes on over 2,000 chromed and candy-colored rods, customs, classics, muscle cars, and trucks. It's all going down at Texas Motor Speedway, March 8th through the 10th for the Good Guys. Cool cars, cool people, good time. Details at good-guys.com.
Center Car Show.
Music, dancing, food, and a weekend of Irish fun. It's the North Texas Irish Festival, March 8th through 10th. From beer and whiskey tastings to music, dancing, sheep herding, cooking demos, and free activities for kids. It's a trip down the Emerald Isle in Dallas's Fair Park. And join us for the new North Texas Irish Festival Fun Run Saturday morning. Discount festival tickets at Tom Thumb and Albertson stores. Visit ntif.org for all the details.
The only station bringing you Rangers updates live from Arizona. This is the home of Rangers baseball. 105.3 The Fan.
And this segment of Shan and RJ brought to you by Mesquite Mitsubishi. $250 down and $250 a month or less is all you need to get behind one of their great rides. Go check them out in Mesquite, 635 and Oates, or online at mymitsu.com.
Here he swings and he drives one down the right field line. Willie Calhoun has tied this ball game. That ball way back into the seats down the right field line. This game is tied at 1.
Why did Bryce Harper take that deal and sign his life away in filthy? We'll talk about it on the home of the Rangers, Shan and RJ, along with Roy White. Final show and surprise before Ben and Skin take over. It's all brought to you by Twin Peaks. Yesterday, the Rangers did beat the Angels. They hit 4 home runs. And Jared Sandler with the note that Ronald Guzman, with 2 more homers, he has a streak of home runs since adopting an actual condor.
Oh.
Since he adopted a condor, he has hit home runs in every game. Now, it's only 2 games, but Guzman with 2 more. Drew Smiley pitched well in his inning. He's back on the mound after Tommy John. Matt Davidson with the home run versus a lefty. That's kind of the role and vision for him this year, and the Rangers get that dub. But the other day, we all went into the clubhouse. You heard Jose Trevino with the Tolo test we gave him about an hour ago. But I wanted to talk to Willie Calhoun about my shoes, because you ruthless, non-style fans and coworkers were busting on my gray shoes that I tweeted from the airport on our way out here. And Willie's a big shoe guy, and he needs a little bit of your help, or Ben Rogers. So I wanted to get his take on my shoes and on barbecue in DFW, catching up with Willie Calhoun in the Rangers clubhouse.
So I was going through your Twitter account, and I saw you ask for a good sneaker spot in Dallas. I got a lot of heat flying out here when I went through security. They stopped me. Just take me through this picture. This is me and what you see in this, your observations.
Let's see, different socks.
Yes, that's the number 1. Now, what's your evaluation of the shoes? People were busting on my shoes, so I saw that you're a shoe guy. Mm-hmm. They said they're too big. They look like the Air Steph Currys, that I should be mowing lawns in them, that they're dirty, they're way too big. What's your evaluation? These are Nike Air Maxes. What do you think?
Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if I'd wear them. I'm more of a like Jordan, like off-white guy. So like I'm always with like off-whites or Jordans on. There's like some type of like designer sneaker. So like I mean I do like Air Maxes though. Like I have a collection of myself. So I have about 3 or 4 pairs of Air Maxes. So I like them.
Now these white are off-white or gray to you?
Those are like gray.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Now, what about the shoes that I have on today? Because I had to go out and buy new shoes after the internet and DFW made fun of me. So give me your evaluation of these.
Those are better. I have a pair of those 270s. So, I mean, I like them. They're comfortable. I mean, they're something you just go around casual in. So, I mean, I'd wear them. I have a few pairs.
Now, what is the elusive shoe that you have not gotten your hands on? The ones that you've been on the search for that you haven't been able to track down, or do you have them all?
I have pretty much all the off-whites except for one pair, the Jordan 1 off-whites. 1983, the red, black, and white ones. So I mean, I'm trying to get those, but those are kind of pricey though. So it's gonna be kind of tough to get those because they're so rare too. So I mean,
we're talking 4 digits.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's I think they're like $2 or $3 grand, but I mean, they're so rare that like I don't know if you can find them at any. You can't find them at like if you go to a mall or anything. You have to like hit up a dude directly. Like to try to get them. So I mean, I'm talking to my agent, like in the process of getting those.
I'll make a deal with you. Roy, come here real quick. Willie Calhoun here on the Fan. If you, shoehead Willie Calhoun, can name Roy's sneakers, I will get you these elusive shoes out of my own morning show pocket. Willie Calhoun, what is that shoe brand?
Those?
What are those?
That's standard Walmart.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I'll make a guess though. It has like an M. So I'm guessing it's something with like an M. So
Mizuno.
Mark Echo.
I'd say. Like,
all right, good. I don't want you to guess. I want to pay $3,000 for shoes. What are they, Roy?
You won't be paying $3,000 for them. They would be $25 from Amazon, and I don't even know what company makes them.
All right, Willie, before we let you go, I saw you also tweet, give me the best food spots in DFW. We're big food guys, so where did the fans tell you to go, and what have you found? What are some of your go-to spots or cuisine?
A lot of the Ranger fans told me to go to Pecan Lodge. Yeah, so I mean, and I live like 2 or 3 miles from Pecan Lodge, so I went there, and I mean, they didn't disappoint. I mean, that's a good spot. That's where.
So you're a barbecue guy then?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, when I'm not eating this sun care stuff, I'm eating barbecue. Yeah, I like barbecue.
Now, did you stand in the line, or did you go in the sideline there with a group of people where you stand in the line for the trough? Do you know about that trick?
Well, actually, like the like owner of Pecan Lodge. Like,
the owner. Oh,
yeah. So like they it kind of brought me to the front, and they gave me a plate for me and my girlfriend, and she got the ribs, and then I got the brisket with the mac and cheese and coleslaw. Yeah.
All right, last thing. We're all trying to get in a little bit of, spring and summer shape. Our complex has tennis courts and basketball, so give us a little get in shape advice, because we're trying to drop a few with swimming season coming up. No barbecue, number 1, right?
Yeah, I'd say nutrition is probably the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing for me this off season. It's hard, but I mean, you have to do it if you want to see the results. I'd say nutrition, and then honestly swimming and running. I mean, swimming and running. Yeah,
we have a heated pool.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'd use it. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Willie Calhoun, give us the shoes again in case we can get a Tolo to hook you up with the connection. What are the ones you're looking for?
Jordan 1 off-whites, the 1983 red, black, and white ones.
Ben Rogers, if you love the Rangers, get on it, dude. Willie Calhoun in the Rangers clubhouse on the Fan.
All right, part 2 of our John Daniels discussion will be taking place at 9:20. The turf war, literally, between him and RJ and all the Ranger fans who are unhappy about the new playing surface at the new stadium. JD, part 2 at 9:20. And I asked him, where's your playing experience that so many fans criticize you for? You're sitting up there with a calculator. By many people's observation, Nolan Ryan had the game grittiness in the feel. He wasn't this new school, just numbers guy. So we asked John Daniels about that as well. But props to Willie Calhoun. He lost 24 pounds as he used to stay up literally playing video games and just munching and eating snacks. He's still got great barbecue taste, but Willie said, I needed to get better and I needed to focus more. So props to him.
And also thank you to Willie Calhoun for giving me another drop to put in my folder. That's a good one. I like that.
For Roy's Stussy shoes?
Are they Stussy?
No, they just look like a bunch of cursive that you can't tell what it is.
All right.
Paylisi is what they call it.
Paylisi? Okay.
Remember that?
Payless.
Is that Payless?
Remember that was the store where people went and bought a bunch of Payless shoes and then built the Payless store.
Oh, yeah.
And people paid thousands of dollars for the shoes that were next door in Payless for $10.
Just like that fashion story that all these fashion experts got tricked the other day by people wearing thrift store clothes. We'll get into that later on. The big baseball news, of course, that broke yesterday. Bryce Harper finally agrees to a deal with the Phillies. I was listening to G-Bag, and Kavanaugh was like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Not just the money, as he is going to make about $24 million a year. That's the 11th highest in baseball. Mm-hmm. But no opt-out. No opt-out for 13 years. It's a $330 million contract. There are reports of other offers out there, but Scott Boras, the super agent, explained, we had average values of 45 a year. 45 a year on shorter term deals. The goal was to get the longest contract possible. Bryce wanted one city for the rest of his career. This is what I was instructed to do. It's very difficult in this time to get length of contract that takes a player to age 37, 38, 39. The other offers reported: Dodgers 3 for $135 or 4 for $168. Giants 12 for $310. And John Heyman said, John Paul Morosi said the Dodgers were willing to give that 4-year deal worth approximately $45 per season and allow him to become a free agent at age 30. And Bryce said, no, I don't want the opt-out.
Whoa. Well, the only thing I can think of is that there's two things. And one, I think you and Sandler brought it up, is that he doesn't trust his body to stay healthy. The other one is...
And I heard that the Rangers may have had some future concern about that when we've been asking the question, hey, for a guy that's 26, you're going to compete in 2 or 3 years. That's well within a baseball player's prime. Why are you not signing up Bryce? Maybe a breakdown concern.
Yeah. Now, there's one other thing. His performance in the other parks. Let's say... So the Dodgers and the Giants were also in on this. There was initial rumors that he might go to the Cubs. Now, that's the kind of the dark horse here because of the numbers. At San Francisco, he's played in 19 games. His batting average is 164.
Whoa.
305 on base, 284 slugging, which is just atrocious.
Bad hitter's park.
His OPS is 588. And the Dodgers, another bad hitter's park, 242, 307 on base, 364 slugging, OPS of 670, 18 games. That's brutal. Philadelphia, where he just signed, 268 average, 365 on base, 564 slugging, OPS of 930, which is pretty good, in 50 games. The only place that was really kind of in on this, where he would have been better, is Chicago, Wrigley Field, where he just absolutely mashes the tune of 333 average, 532 on base, a OPS of 1,100. That's MVP caliber.
World Series odds went from 12-1 to 8-1 for Filthy. Pennant odds went from 7-1 to 4-1. NL East odds went from 2-1 to 5-4. The win total went from 85.5 over under to 89.5. And his over under home runs 34.5. RBI over under 92.5. Batting average over under 274. So there it is. Bryce Harper is a member of Philadelphia. Enjoy it for the rest of your life, man. You better hope Mike Trout comes in there to
save your butt.
When we come back, the voice of America's team. What does Brad Sham think about the return of Jason Witten, getting Earl Thomas, and who is Brad scouting at the draft combine this weekend? Brad Sham joins Shan and RJ next.
Last giveaway of the week, Tolos, right now. And the next week, double concert ticket giveaway on the fan. But right now, Good Guys Car Show coming to the Texas Motor Speedway, a.k.a. TMS. If you want to go, caller number 10, 877-881-1053.
This CBS Sports Minute brought to you by the snoring experts at simplesleepservices.com. Get the right diagnosis, the right solution, the right treatment to help you wake up to better sleep.
I'm Amy Lawrence with this CBS Sports Minute. The relationship is only a few hours old, but the marriage between Bryce Harper and Phillies fans is fascinating. For the last 7 years, they've treated him like the enemy he was, a superstar for a rival team in the division. And Harper has more home runs at Citizens Bank Park than any other road stadium in his career. Plenty to boo about. Philadelphia sports fans are known to be harsh, too. So what do we always hear about? The infamous booing of Santa Claus. Except now he's one of them. There will be a honeymoon phase with all the buzz and excitement, the extra ticket sales, the ovations. But at some point, the novelty will wear off. Phillies fans won't like the way the team is performing, and Bryce will bear the brunt because of his 13-year, $330 million commitment. But it'll be tough love because now he's family. I'm Amy Lawrence.
CBS Sports Radio. O'Reilly.
If you do-it-yourselfers are looking for the right tool for the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale. You'll find a wide selection of Power Torque tools on sale now and guaranteed for life. Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale going on now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you looking for senior care for your mom or dad but don't know where to start? Hi, I'm Jen London with The Place for Mom. Nobody knows your parent or loved one better than you, and nobody knows senior living better than the experts at A Place for Mom. It's a free service, and we've helped thousands of families find the right place for their mom or dad. There's a place for answers, A Place for Mom. Call today.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-391-1755. That's 1-800-391-1755.
Looks nice in here, honey. I was going to sweep, but you seem to have
it handled.
Oh, wow. Mopping, too. It's like you're back on the ship deck, Sean.
Just like the ship deck, Sharon. You know me. Gotta do it right.
Well, hey, no complaints here. It's pretty close to sparkling.
Pretty close won't cut it, Sharon.
Like you, USAA always goes above and never cuts corners because our members deserve nothing but the best. Like with a customized mobile app that offers award-winning service 24/7, so our knowledgeable team can quickly help you handle any urgent needs the right way. Because for us, good enough is not good enough. Get a quote to bundle and save on USAA home and auto insurance.
Ability to receive a quote depends on membership eligibility. Product membership eligibility and bundling savings restrictions apply and are subject to change. United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Texas. Welcome to Save Yourself with Geico.
You send a congratulatory text to your newly promoted boss, but autocorrect changes it to something unintended.
Oh, no.
You couldn't save yourself from autocorrect gone horribly wrong, but you could save yourself hundreds by switching your car insurance to Geico.
Yes.
You could save on motorcycle, boat, and RV insurance too.
Nice.
Plus, the Geico Insurance Agency could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Oh.
While your smartphone's word choice is becoming your biggest problem, you should know Geico is the second largest auto insurer in the country.
Okay.
Geico even has a 97% customer satisfaction rating
Ooh.
and has been helping people save money for over 75 years.
Huh.
And now, all you can do is watch the ... response bubble and wait. But you don't have to wait on savings. Your local Geico agent could help you save even more with federal and military discounts.
You couldn't save yourself from autocorrect, but you could save yourself hundreds with Geico online, over the phone, or at your local office.
Hey, Ben and Skin here for the WinStar World Casino and Resort. And if you haven't seen the lineup of amazing shows coming to WinStar's Global Event Center, you need to head to WinStar.com right now and check out that event calendar. Next up, on March 7th, it's Earth, Wind, and Fire. March 15th, pop culture icon and comedy legend Carrot Top takes the stage. And on March 29th, the one and only Brad Paisley. Tickets for all shows are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. And for a full event calendar, head over to WinStar.com right now.
Gavin Dawson with a message from our friends at D&M Leasing. With car prices on the rise, getting a new car can be overwhelming. D&M Leasing already saves their clients up to 50% per month with the Easy Lease. Now they can help you save even more when you lease a pre-owned car from D&M Leasing. No down payment and 0 payments for 60 days. Call D&M Leasing today at any local area code in 35 Lease. That's 35 LEASE, or visit dmautololeasing.com to see their inventory. If you're financing your car for more than 48 months, you're doing it wrong.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
This is Rangers manager Chris Woodward, and you're listening to the home of the Rangers, 105.3 The Fan, KRLD FM, and HD1 Dallas-Fort Worth.
A radio.com sports station.
In the gun with Elliott to his left. Beasley right slot, second and goal. He's going to throw. Looking, he starts up the middle. Now he pulls it back. Now he peels around left. Now he throws it in the end zone. Jason Witten. Touchdown. Cowboys win.
Live from spring training in Surprise, Arizona, this is Shan and RJ on your home of the Texas Rangers, 105.3 The Fan.
Part 2 of our sit-down interview with Rangers General Manager John Daniels is coming up at 9:20 this morning. How does he deal with all the heat and all the criticism from Ranger fans? We'll ask JD right here in the Twin Peaks hot seat in our final hour from Ranger spring training before coming back home. Thank you guys for turning it on, leaving it on, and starting your Friday and weekend preparations with us. The huge news yesterday, Jason Witten returning to play for the Cowboys. And we want the thoughts of the voice of America's team, Brad Sham, on the buyersafety.com hotline. Brad, why didn't your Cubs go get Bryce Harper, or can they even afford?
They can't because they can't afford Yu Darvish's translator. They can't afford any new salaries on their payroll. I mean, they're going to have to trade Chris Bryant this year. They're moving their spring training. They're not going to be in Mesa anymore. They're going to go to a high school stadium. I don't know if you heard about this. No more bus trips. You got to drive yourself. No per diem. The players got to buy their own breakfast.
What's up with this, Brad? Can you give him a little loan?
Mr. Ricketts, can I give him a little loan? Have you got me confused with Laufenberg again? Mr. Ricketts has said that they are out of money, and of course, I don't think they are out of money. But when you look at the contract that Harper got from the Phillies, I don't think that they were ever going to be in on that. I would be much more interested in them seeing if there's a compromise to be had with Mr. Kimbrell from the Red Sox, who because I think their closer Brendan Morrow is not going to be ready for the first few weeks of the season, and you always need bullpen depth. Now, supposedly, Kimbrell is still asking for like $20 million and has said he's willing to sit out the season. But it's really interesting. That's a 13-year contract, and it's not like the NFL where after 6 years they can cut him and you advance the money. And those baseball contracts are real guaranteed money. And I don't think Bryce Harper is still going to be playing at any kind of a level in 13 years from now. So but the Phillies said at the beginning of the off season that this was their general manager's quote was that they were willing to spend stupid money. And perhaps they have.
Brad, how did you feel when the news broke yesterday? Your reaction to Jason Witten's football return?
I was pleasantly surprised, and I think there's a very useful place for him. I've seen some of the online commentary back and forth, and people are wanting to jump to conclusions about what his role is, and I'm willing to kind of let that play out. I never thought he was ready to stop playing. I think I've just exchanged a couple of texts with him, and basically I sent him a text when I saw the news, and I said, "Will you make up your freaking mind?" And he kind of laughed, and so I haven't had a chance to really try to have an in-depth conversation face-to-face with him about what precipitated it. But I will say that his experience at ESPN, I think, was trying, and some people would say that he wasn't any good, and I don't agree with that, but I think that he was not given an opportunity to be as good as he could be. I thought they put him in a horrible position. And candidly, and I want to stress that he has not said this to me, I'm basing it only on knowing him, but I think the offensive changes in the coaching staff opened the door for him to be willing to come back. And I'm absolutely convinced that whether he's right or not, he would not come back to play if he didn't think they could win. I think he sees, you know how desperately he wants to be playing in the last game of the year and to win it. And I think he sees a young team that has a chance to do that with some revitalized things in the offing as a result of natural growth and the coaching changes. I think he was pretty close to Kitna when Kitna played here. I think he believes in him. I think he's very positive on Kellen Moore and obviously Dak and Zeke. And so I think that there is absolutely a role for him. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same role he had before. I know that he hasn't lost anything physically because I know how he continued to work out and stay in shape. And what I'm really kind of not anxious, but I'm very interested to see is he'll be super motivated because he understands the challenges of being gone for a year and then coming back, and that nobody will think he'll be able to really help. And so he'll be super motivated, and that will be a good thing for every player on that roster to be around.
So when you talk about a factor possibly being the offensive coaching changes, are you just talking about those people or a difference in scheme?
Well, the people, there wasn't anybody that he dislikes personally. So I think it's the scheme. I think that he was. Look, they were all a little frustrated by the way things went for the last year and a half. And even though he wasn't around it last year on a daily basis, but I think that he saw the opportunity, as a lot of people did, as most of us did, for some different kinds of creativity in the offensive approach. And I think that he sees. Again, this is me. He's not. I've not had this conversation with him. I'm reading his mind based on knowing him. But I think he sees the prospect of the offense changing and developing in a positive way that'll be better for everybody. And for the same reason, I think that when the season ended, when they finished that playoff game, I thought that we had seen the last of Cole Beasley in a Cowboys uniform, and I don't think that that's a foregone conclusion. Now I think it's a lot about economics and what they can afford, but I think that a lot of positive things can happen as a result of the changes they've made.
Brad, I want to read to you some of the concerns that the fans had. They texted in this morning. Same old offense, not ushering change. Great, another safe, conservative option for an already conservative quarterback. Step backwards, not a static. He's got no run after catch. Very safe option. More multi-tight end sets. What do you say to the people out there who think that this is going to be more of the same and not more change?
I don't care what they think, frankly. I mean, I really don't. They don't know. They're making it up in their head. Nobody has seen an offense that Kellen Moore and John Kitna and Colombo and Nussmeier and Lal and the rest of them on the staff put together and execute with these players. With Cooper from the beginning, with an improved Gallup, with whatever they add in the off season, with Witten as a red zone threat. People are reacting to things they think they know, and respectfully, they don't know. Nobody knows. It's freaking March 1st. They haven't been on the field yet. Personally, based on my knowledge of Moore and Kitna and what I think is Prescott's potential with some improved mechanics, with Cooper being around from the beginning. I don't remember the last time I was so excited about the beginning of the next Cowboy season the day the last one ended. I mean, it would have to be 25 years. And and so fans can be, they're going to say whatever they're going to say. They're going to feel whatever they're going to feel. And I 100% guarantee you that at some point in training here, first in OTAs, when people are not seeing what we're telling them about, they're going to read and react. And then they're going to do that again in training camp. And none of what they say matters what matters is what the football team does on the field, and I'm very positive about that. And I think that having Jason Witten back on the team is going to enhance that. I think it's going to make them better.
Brad Sham, the voice of the Cowboys on the BuyerSafety.com hotline. Do you want Earl Thomas?
Sure, at the right price. I don't want him at any cost. But yeah, absolutely. I'm presuming when we discuss that, I'm presuming good health, that he's able to, return. But yeah, absolutely. I think how would Earl Thomas being on the team not make them a better team? What the roles of everybody would be, that would have to sort itself out. But there's plenty of room for that. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have Earl Thomas.
Where would you draw the line money-wise or years-wise, deal-wise?
I'm not prepared to answer that right now. Well, I'm not qualified to answer it, but I'm not prepared to really address it until we see how things shake out with the other contracts. What we know is the first thing they have to do is, now, they wouldn't have made any kind of a deal with Witten, whether it's 3.5 or 5 or whatever it is, if they didn't have an idea of the parameters of what they were fixing to do. But what we know is that the first thing you have to do is get Tank taken care of, because that's an impending deadline. And personally, I think they will. But we've all guessed and been wrong before. But personally, I think they'll do that. And then they have to decide, from an economic standpoint, including what the numbers are going forward. What do you do with Zeke? And when? What do you do with Dak? And when? Byron? And then when you have all that kind of sorted out, not done, but sorted out, then you know how much you can pay Earl Thomas and how much you can pay Cole Beasley, and et cetera, et cetera. But I absolutely think that they're interested in him, and I think that there's a way to make it happen, and I hope it does.
What's your take on Randy Gregory and this latest saga?
It breaks my heart because I have people close to me who fight that fight, and I really like the young man. And I don't know exactly what his misstep was. And at that stage of the program, it doesn't have to be a failed test; it can be a mistest. But I know that he really wants to win that battle. And that battle is more important than football. And I pull for him as a human being. I really like him. From a completely, purely football standpoint, I think it obviously changes their parameters. They now have to look for a defensive end in addition to, I've always thought from this point last year that they needed more at defensive tackle. Now, if Dayton Jones comes back healthy, then that's something they didn't have last year. So that might address some of the depth at tackle, but they now have to, from a football standpoint, they clearly have to now address the end position. And don't just say edge rusher. I hate that when people say edge rusher, because you know what? Sometimes the other team runs the ball, and you better be able to play that. And if you want to understand what that means, watch tape of DeMarcus Lawrence, who's one of the best run players on the edge in the NFL and has been for at least 3 years. So they need a defensive end. But from a personal standpoint, it breaks my heart for Randy, and I'm wishing him nothing but the best.
Last one, and then we have John Daniels coming in here.
Tell him I said hi.
I will. You said that Jason Witten wasn't put in the best broadcasting position. What did you mean by that? And did you try to coach him up or help him or talk to him throughout the year?
Not throughout the year. We talked a couple times, and I did a little work with him before his work with them started at his request. This is my opinion as a viewer. I thought that telecast was the worst kind of chaotic circus. My concerns for him, and I told him this during the summer. I said, I don't care about ESPN. I care about you. And the situation into which he was put was completely different from Romo's. First of all, they put another analyst, a co-analyst, on the field where they didn't even have eye contact. And there was no way that he and Booger McFarland were not going to have to be dancing and waltzing and jostling over turf, airtime, presence. There was no way to avoid it because that Booger wasn't a sideline reporter. He was a co-equal analyst, even though they didn't admit that, and he was on the field, and he was their guy. He was the ESPN guy. Witten wasn't their guy. The other thing was that the play-by-play announcer had never done an NFL game. My personal opinion about the best way to do television is for the play-by-play announcer to set up the analyst, make the analyst the star. You have a picture. You don't need to describe everything that happens. You need to drive the bus, and you need to let the analyst be the star of the show. And I've never met the play-by-play announcer, but I've read some things about him. I don't think he and I have the same style. That's fine. But my concern from Witten was that this was not a guy like Jim Nance wanted Romo to succeed. And Nance was involved in recruiting him. And so Jim, one of the most established play-by-play announcers, whether you're a fan of his or not, you can't question that he's one of the most established play-by-play announcers in the game. And he had a vested interest, a reputational interest in Romo's success. That was not the case for Witten. That guy was trying, and still is, in my opinion, trying to make his bones, trying to prove that he belongs. That's not a guy who's going to set Witten up. And when Witten got a lot of criticism, because obviously, we're doing a Monday Night Players show, and I'm not watching every word of every game that they're doing. But when I got a chance to listen to him, what I tried to do, Sean, was separate out all of the noise and listen to the words that Witten was saying. And the analysis, in my opinion, the analysis that he was giving was really good.
Yeah.
But he couldn't just analyze. He was fighting with a play-by-play guy who also wanted to analyze and a co-equal analyst on the field who he couldn't look in the face. And he's walking in brand new, not just to the network, but he's walking brand new into the industry. And I don't know if I have ever seen, and on a national telecast, only one game, I'm not sure I've ever seen a formula for failure greater than what, in my opinion, ESPN put Jason Witten in. And
strong stuff, Brad. We got JD coming up.
Okay, tell him I said hi. Have fun your last day and surprise.
Thank you. Great to hear from Brad Sham on the home of the Cowboys. The Turf War.
Oh,
RJ Choppy.
You and me.
Versus John Daniels.
Yeah, him.
Next.
Well, we all win.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
We're talking with Eden, an actual client of Frankel & Frankel at 1-800-LAWYERS.
When my car accident happened, between calling 911 and trying to avoid the guy who clearly wasn't paying attention that hit me, then the sirens, then the emergency vehicles, you were overwhelmed. I called 1-800-LAWYERS from the scene of the accident, and it's the best phone call that I've ever made. The call is free, and you're talking with a highly experienced personal injury lawyer at Frankel & Frankel, whose entire focus is to be sure you're okay and that you get the best care possible. There's no out-of-pocket costs at all, and the Frankels work with incredible doctors all over DFW. I was injured, I missed work, I needed a rental car. My doctors were fantastic. Now I'm focused on my recovery and let the Frankels deal with everything, including putting the insurance company on notice that they'll go all the way to trial if necessary to get a recovery that is best for me and my family.
If you're in an accident and it's not your fault, immediately call Frankel & Frankel at 1-800-LAWYERS or online at frankelfirm.com. Principal office, Dallas, Texas.
I want a commercial banker who really gets me. Scratch that. I want a commercial banker who really gets it done.
At Legacy Texas, we get it. Really. You expect your banker to understand your needs. It's how they deliver on them that makes the difference. At Legacy Texas, we have the capital and experience you need to seize opportunities as they arise. So whether you're an entrepreneur or CEO, you can count on us to get it done.
for you and your business. Legacy Texas. Change your mind about banks.
Member FDIC. I want a commercial banker who works hard for my money. Scratch that. I want a commercial banker who makes my money work hard for me.
At Legacy Texas, we hear you. More importantly, we get you. You expect your banker to work hard, doing everything possible to make each dollar count. That's when they're really working. At Legacy Texas, our bankers help you maximize every opportunity and put your money to work like nobody's business. Legacy Texas. Change your mind about banks.
Member FDIC.
LinkedIn knows there are a million reasons you might need to make a new hire for your small business.
Everyone, as you know, it's Jason's last day. So, Jason, what's next for you? Not starting a rival accounting firm, I hope.
No.
Whatever the reason, the result is the same. You need to hire someone, the right someone. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easy. With access to qualified people who aren't on any job boards, but are looking to grow their careers, you can find and hire great people you can't find anywhere else. 90% of people on LinkedIn are open to the right opportunity, like yours. In fact, a hire is made on LinkedIn every 8 seconds.
Visit linkedin.com/Dallas and get $50 off your first job post.
Tune in to the KNC Masterpiece for your chance to win a pair of tickets to Young the Giant with special guest Coin, Saturday, July 6th at the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory. For ticket information, visit 1053thefan.com.
A college degree won't win you a national championship. It won't help you dunk a basketball or hit one out of the park. But a graduate from Amberton University doesn't ask what a degree can't do because they're too busy doing. They're project managers, professional counselors, leaders in their fields. They're CEOs, and they all started at amberton.edu. Spring classes begin March 16th. Go to amberton.edu and find out what a degree can do for you.
Low prices, selection, and a lifetime powertrain warranty on our certified vehicles. That's the Certified Autoplex difference. At Certified Autoplex, we promise to give you an honest, no-pressure experience. It's our mission to deliver the best luxury vehicle at below-market prices in DFW. And our gift to you is a 2-year maintenance package for free, whether you buy from us or not. All you have to do is stop in and say, I heard you on the radio. Browse our inventory online at CertifiedAutoplex.com. CertifiedAutoplex.com, home of the free lifetime powertrain warranty.
It's 105.3 The Fan, brought to you by Margaritaville. Our second part of the interview with John Daniels coming up next.
As Jimmy Buffett says, fins up. Head into any of our 8 DFW area Rockfish locations now. Enjoy some hot-boiled crawfish or any item off the brand new menu and wash it down with a cold one. While there, enter to win a vacation for 2 to the incredible all-inclusive Margaritaville Resort in Costa Rica. Ask your server for details for a limited time only.
Available now at your local Rockfish.
And it's back to Shan and RJ on 105.3 The Fan, segment brought to you by Frankel & Frankel at 1-800-LAWYERS. If you've been involved in an accident, Tolos, it's not your fault. Call Frankel & Frankel at 1-800-LAWYERS. FrankelFirm.com, principal office, Dallas, Texas.
All right, right now, part 2 of our sit-down interview with John Daniels, Rangers General Manager, brought to you by Twin Peaks. It was an embarrassing start as we couldn't figure out how to close these windows here. In surprise, JD having to help me and watch me fail. We asked him about storylines and perceptions, that the Rangers are too cheap to spend, that they went cheap on the turf, that they can't attract free agents in Arlington, that JD isn't qualified to run this team. He doesn't have any real baseball experience like Nolan Ryan. We covered all of it on the home of the Rangers with Shan and RJ with part 2 of our John Daniels conversation. All right, another storyline. And Chop, I'm going to step back and you can attack John and go at it.
Me?
The Rangers were too cheap to get natural grass in the new stadium. This is a storyline. I don't care. I don't understand why fans get so worked up about it. Me and Ben Rogers want to sit in the air conditioning and not be tortured. I guess the players have a preference. Choppy, diehard baseball fan, went ballistic over it. He's not even going to step foot in the new building, John. So what do you say to that storyline? Because I know you're aware of it.
Yeah. So, listen, my first thought was like grass. When the first time I heard artificial turf, I was a little surprised by it. So I guess a couple things on that. Number one is that, you know, when you can even talk to like our guys about it, I'm sure you have or you will, But when you go to some of the other stadiums that have retractable roofs that are in really hot climates, the grass, it might look okay like on TV. It's not good when you get down on it. They paint it, literally spray paint it. They throw grass clippings on it. The players talk about how, because of the heat and everything, it doesn't have like the same kind of root system. It's so that it's not quite as like firm underfoot. And when you ask like the players, like, hey, what are the 3 or 4 worst grass fields? They're almost all these retractable roof stadiums. Like they present challenge. It presents like a real challenge to the grounds crew and all that, as evidenced by Arizona making the switch. Right? They tried for 2 decades, and then they decided like, hey, it's not worth it anymore. Like this is subpar playing surface. So they're going to something similar to what we're going to go to. The other thing I had to kind of get over is that it's just that kind of romantic piece of like, right, it's the crack of the bat, the smell of the grass, and you're like, what? When's the last time you smelled the grass? Like it smells like beer and hot dogs. Right? And then the other one is like there are 3 guys that really play on the grass or the turf, right?
Sure, yeah, the outfielders.
I mean, the infielders are on the dirt all the time. The pitcher's on the dirt. Obviously the catcher, and so and that was Jamie Reed. He actually said, he goes, hey, like. We started it from the standpoint like, is this going to be tough on the outfielders, on the fielders? And it's like, Jamie was saying, he's our medical director. He's like, I'm concerned about the dirt. And what we realized was that in Toronto and in Tampa, when they had built the stadiums, they basically had to, it was originally like the old synthetic turf fields were concrete with like carpet on top, right? The AstroTurf or whatever, and Cincinnati and old Pittsburgh and all that stuff. And then it was like kind of concrete with a pad and then this kind of carpet on top of it. And then some of them changed where the infield was kind of dirt, and they basically literally dug out like a trough and filled it in with dirt. Like it was like 5 inches or 6 inches deep. But they couldn't keep the right moisture. So the dirt itself was like really hard on these guys. And that's where a lot of our guys would get like sore backs and sore hamstrings. And so we made an effort to, like our dirt is going to be like basically the exact same as it would, and so is here in Arizona. The exact same as whether it was next to grass or next to turf. So we feel like we've kind of solved for a lot of the issues that players had by doing that, getting the dirt right. Excuse me.
Do you worry about having to sell incoming outfielders that, hey, look, it's not that big of a deal because they played in Toronto, they played in Tampa?
I've asked a couple of agents about that. That have like profile clients. And they didn't. Listen. If it's like, where was the old Philly with that veteran stadium where they had the seams and guys were blowing out knees and like if we have issues like that, for sure we're not going to have issues like that. But barring that, I don't see it's going to be an issue. No.
Will you shut up now? Every day?
I mean, I'm not going to shut up, but
he sits in the press box and then he complains and then he talks about, I'll sit outside in the 100-degree heat. Don't sit outside.
Look at that nose. You think he wants to miss the smell of grass?
I got to get a tan on this thing.
You know what? Listen, I think we've got to reserve judgment, like on both sides. Like we're obviously convinced and we feel good about it. Made a big decision. But I would hope that yourself, others that are skeptical, like let's see how it plays out. Let's see. Arizona's going to do it this year. We're going to see. We're going to play on it for 2 games in April, and then we'll obviously have some time to like kind of fine tune our surface. But I feel pretty good about it, and also like pretty skeptical that we could have really good grass to begin with. So I think if you have to, that was part of the process for us was like, all right, we're not talking about like Dodger Stadium, 70 degrees every day, perfect weather to grow grass. Like we didn't have that. That was not what we were going to get, right? And so we were going to, in our opinion, we were going to have subpar playing surface if we went natural.
John Daniels here at 105 through the Fan. And the final storyline that has developed is that Ben and Skin is not your favorite afternoon show any longer. Can you confirm that?
What's to say they ever were?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I love those guys.
Ben is going to call you 15 times after hearing this. You know that.
No, those guys are great. I don't have another favorite because I don't listen to sports talk radio. But if I did, they would be my favorite.
All right. Before we let you go, we always like to get your overview. Unless you have anything else on the team.
No. I was going to go the overview.
State of the game.
Yeah.
State of the game. Go ahead, Chop.
A couple things that they talked about in the offseason. One, they talked about making a pitch clock or potentially putting it in there, modifications to the shift. Are modifications to the shift something that you would be maybe in favor for? We saw in the game today, Rugi laced one to right, got thrown out from shallow right field. And then to me, like that's a hit. He put good wood on that. Would you be in favor of something like that?
So I think the big question for me, I like individual strategies. I'm generally a big for like deregulation, whether it's for like the amateur draft or the playing rules. I like teams to be able to like have their individual strategies, compete that way. At the same time, like I think when a fan comes to the game, is he or she coming? Are they paying that ticket to see like David Ortiz at his best, or are they coming to see like a really smart organization make it tough on David Ortiz to get a hit, or whatever left-handed hitter, pull hitter you want to name? And so from that standpoint, I get it. I understand why, like big picture, that like you would consider something like that.
So help me with my problem. Like I can't take 3 hours, like 30 minutes every night. We watch you guys, we cover you guys, we talk about you guys, but it just feels like to me, John, it's just long and drawn out. When I get a 3 hour, 30-minute game like 3 times a week, I feel like it's a beating to go through for me. And I think some of the other numbers around baseball are showing that. What are some of your ideas? Because Bassick yells at me when we talk about a pitch clock. That's going to shave. Oh, it'll shave 5 minutes off. Big whoop to do. What's your take on the whole pace of play and length of game?
Yeah, well, personally, let me answer that in a couple ways. So the mound visits one.
Yeah,
and I'm on the rules committee. It's one of like the every GM kind of gets to sit on some committee and playing rules. Like I was kind of against that. I thought it was going to be like major change to the game, and then you didn't even notice that it was put in play. It was like it never came into play, and it actually avoided like the meaningless, visits. It kind of actually put some onus and like picked up, and it was a positive. I kind of think the same thing about the pitch clock. If it ever came into play, like has this kind of big bugaboo about it, and my guess it would. You're the minor league game, you don't notice it. I mean, you don't. They have it, and like you don't know. It's not talked about. It's not an issue. All these young players that are coming up right now, they have it. They're used to it. So I'm not sure overall. I'm not sure it's like it's a time of game issue as much as like how much action is in the game. And that's where I think some of these rules are designed to generate action even more than they're designed to like cut down like the time of the game. Because like a 3.5 hour game, if it's like back and forth and great athletes and like punch outs and action on the bases and interesting strategy and stuff going on, like you're probably pretty engaged. Like a 2 hour, 45-minute, like 7-0 win, and it's kind of boring like that. Yeah, I almost look at it the other way. So I'm for like generating action, like creating like what the things that personally think that the fans truly want, more so than like cutting off a minute or two here or there.
All right, last one, and this is kind of a personal one, and we have to battle this every single day. Choppy played college golf, scholarship revoked. I played high school tennis, but we're on the home of the Rangers, analyzing and talking about the Cowboys and the sports. How did you overcome, and how do you battle well, he wasn't a player. It's funny. That only comes up when you don't win big. No one cares.
Nobody cares.
When you didn't play and you win big. Yeah. But John Daniels, why is he the Rangers general manager? Where's the playing experience? Because we have to justify talking about these topics every day, even though we didn't play anything major.
Well, we had an organizational cornhole tournament.
Dominic, you good?
Yeah. Well, I will.
Do you throw it under or side spin?
Straight under.
Oh,
but I was. Yeah, we were knocked out in the finals. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
We were knocked, but it was a really knockdown, drag out, back and forth battle, epic battle. Myself and Alex Berg against Corey Ragstone, Brian Schaus, and it was high entertainment. No, I mean, listen, I tell some of the guys that we have a couple coaches that would always kind of say, hey, like I didn't play, but I didn't play the big leagues, but so I've said to them, like, hey, do you know who knows that I didn't play? And they're like, no. I'm like, everybody. So I'm not embarrassed of it. It is what it is. Like, and so much of of this business is about building an organization and putting people in the right. It's a business, but it's also
surrounding yourself.
It's about treating people well. And you're making good baseball decisions. I also look at it as who are the 30 GMs, and how many of them played in the big leagues.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think Barry Bonds is a GM.
And that's just the reality of sports today, and not just in baseball, in all sports. And I think maybe basketball, maybe the one where you get a few more, but very few. Football, you've got a few decision makers, but there's very few, and so it is what it is. I mean, when you say how do you answer, I don't. I mean, I didn't play. I've never played. I'm not a very good athlete, but hopefully I know how to treat people and how to make decisions and hire the right people and help them make good decisions.
John Daniels, the worst thing you can say about him, he's still a Giants fan. They're bringing back Eli, the stubborn organization they are. And we will continue to hear from him on Ben and Skin throughout the season. Thank you for your time as always. We look forward to it every year. Always an awesome interview. And best of luck throughout the year.
Thank you, fellas. Good luck with the windows.
And Twin Peaks Hot Seat on the home of the Rangers with Shan and RJ. We say goodbye to Surprise as we cross-talk with the fellas. Cross-talk with the G-Bag Nation is coming up next.
Coming up in the next G-Bag Nation, it's a Friday. So much news out of the Combine this week in Witten's return. We'll talk about it with Brian Broaddus at 1 p.m. The Nation 10 to 3 on the Fan.
As Jimmy Buffett says, fins up. Head into any of our 8 DFW area Rockfish locations now. Enjoy some hot-boiled crawfish or any item off the brand new menu and wash it down with a cold one. While there, enter to win a vacation for 2 to the incredible all-inclusive Margaritaville Resort in Costa Rica. Ask your server for details for a limited time only.
Available now at your local Rockfish. There's a reason that electronics stores put TVs next to each other, because when you compare it side by side, it makes it very evident.
Meet Kevin Knight, who found out that buying an engagement ring wasn't like buying a TV. The biggest problem? Most jewelry stores had a very small selection.
When you're looking at one ring style in one store and then another ring style in another store, you don't get that same confidence that you're getting the right thing.
But then he found Diamonds Direct.
The selection here is just unlike anywhere else.
Diamonds Direct was the only place that let Kevin see dozens of diamonds and rings in his price range side by side.
So when you have a large selection to choose from, you can put them all in a row and say, oh, without a doubt, this is where I want to be.
So, like buying a TV, he could compare the features and characteristics and make a decision that was just right for him.
At that point, it's your own budget. How much do you want to spend? And really, truly, what is important to you? We were able to go up in physical size and down in color, and it really gave us a wow factor that we're looking for.
Diamonds Direct, with a selection big enough to empower you to find that wow factor you're looking for. On Preston Road at Cherry Lane.
Want a more beautiful lawn this season? The Home Depot has a few suggestions in one bag. Scott's Turf Builder Southern Triple Action, starting at just $24.99. It feeds your lawn, it weeds your lawn, and it prevents fire ants for up to 6 months. 3 of the most common lawn problems, 1 great solution. Today is the day for doing with Scott's Turf Builder Southern Triple Action, starting at just $24.99 a bag. Now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. While supplies last, Continental US only.
So, what's on sale at Nebraska Furniture Mart? All of it? No, what department? All departments. Furniture, flooring, appliances, electronics. So, if I need a sofa, carpet, a washer, and a computer, it's all on sale. And that's not all. You can shop with special 2020 financing too, on purchases just $3.99 or more. So, area rugs, TVs, recliners, and refrigerators? Yes, you know Nebraska Furniture Mart selection. It's huge, with thousands of items in furniture, flooring, appliances, and electronics, all on sale. And most items are in stock, so we can pick them up or have them delivered fast. We can shop the sale online too. Wood flooring, cameras, dining tables, and dishwashers, all on sale. And I can use special 2020 financing. I'm telling you, all departments, all categories, all on sale, and all at Nebraska Furniture Mart. Some exclusions apply. Minimum monthly payments required for financing. 18% APR. See store for complete details.
Keeps coming. You know what to do.
Hey, I'm gonna just rip this Band-Aid off. We need to break up. You're not good for me. I'm always sweaty and uncomfortable around you. You're not getting any benefits from this relationship. You're just a basic memory foam mattress.
I deserve better. And before you ask, yes, there is someone else. I've been seeing the purple mattress online for a while now. Don't blame yourself. How can you compete with a bed that totally supports me, hugs my pressure points, and sleeps so effortlessly cool? Not to mention a 100-night trial and free shipping. Now that's a bed with benefits. It'll make me feel better than you ever could.
Break up with your old mattress and get with Purple today. And right now, get $100 off the purchase of a mattress when you text SHOP to 84888. Yes, $100 off, but only when you text SHOP to 84888. That's SHOP to 84888.
Message and data rates may apply up to 5 messages a month. TNC and privacy policy found at purple.com/TNC. Reply help for help or stop to cancel.
Tolos! Jeff here. Tomorrow, head to Academy Sports and Outdoors in Arlington and bring in your old bat and receive a voucher for 20% off a new bat. And I got $50 gift cards for a few lucky listeners. Get info at 1053thefan.com.
You get the most for your lease with an Autoflex lease, yeah. Yeah, we got the cars you love to drive.
Everyone knows that Autoflex Leasing is where to lease your new car. But Autoflex also has hundreds of low-mile, late-model lease returns, cars, trucks, and SUVs. When you pick out your favorite, we'll use the FlexLease computer system to find you the very best finance or lease program for you. Keeping your current lease vehicle? Then you really need to call Autoflex. We are the experts at financing your car and successfully terminating your old lease, even if you leased it from someone else. We also have the best extended warranty in the business. So whether you drive an SUV, a truck, or a luxury sedan, lease new, lease or buy used, Autoflex has the right car, the right financing, and the right warranty. Call Autoflex today at any local area code 1234-1234 or reach us online at autoflex.com, and you'll see why our customers say,
After much self-reflection, prayer, and faith, today I've decided that the time has come for me to pass the torch to the next generation of Dallas Cowboys and retire from the National Football League.
Hold up. 82 is back.
The Cowboys have agreed to terms with Jason Witten on a contract that'll bring the tight end back to the Cowboys for the 2019 NFL season.
When Cowboys news happens, you'll hear it here first. This is the home of the Dallas Cowboys. 105.3, The Fan.
This segment of Shan and RJ Mixon with the G-Bag Nation is brought to you by by Mesquite Mitsubishi. Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. Mesquite Mitsubishi off 635 and Oaks. Get you into one of their great new rides or go online at mymitsu.com.
All right, props to North Texas Eagle on Twitter. This is why the Tolos are the best, and we are all over. We're just not the only station out here covering the Rangers in Surprise. We want to interact show by show with you the most, and this is how we get rewarded for it. North Texas Eagle with a Josina Anderson report. Not everyone is celebrating Jason Witten's return amongst players or a former player. We'll bring you that audio. You got it, Troy?
Of course I got it. I'm not shippy. I get stuff done quick.
Let's set this
up. Oh, wait,
up.
is there a Drake concert? I got to run out of really quick. Hold on.
J. Cole.
Let's set this up. We haven't heard it, but this is Josina Anderson, really good reporter for ESPN, talking about reaction to Jason Witten coming back.
There were some critics of Witten's return wondering how exactly will Jason Witten help this team, specifically when he's coming off of his second fewest receiving production since his rookie year at 560. A former player texted me, quote, last night, he's taking a roster spot that could be used to develop a younger player for a player whose better days are behind him, adding, quote, that's a dead roster spot for a tight end who can't stretch the field vertically and who will have a limited role in the game plan. Now, I did text with a team source last night that confirmed that Jason Witten is on board with having fewer snaps than what he's used to. He averaged 62 his last season in 2017, and reportedly he will have Greeny about 25. So that is a lot less snaps for a player getting a minimum of $3.5 million.
Wow, $3.5 million for 25 snaps a game?
I mean, you're not going to convince me he's going to play 25 snaps. I won't be convinced. I have to see it to believe it.
They may fall back into the trap of letting them play 60. I mean, that may be their plan, 25. But they'll fall back in the trap.
Look, this is a criticism that many Cowboy fans have tweeted us. The poll I put up, are you happy about him coming back, or should they have turned the page? It's been about 60-40. and 60% saying happy about the legend returning. 40% no. Let's move. Let's leave all that in the past.
And when do you ever see 60%, only 60% be in favor of a legend coming back? Usually it's, oh, yeah, hey, all right, let's do that.
Also, that was a former player. I don't know if I heard it was a former Cowboy. So let's get the reaction from G-Bag. They had the awesome coverage yesterday as the news broke, robbing me of my nap because I had to listen on radio.com to steal all of their nuggets and opinions. Gavin Dawson, good morning, man. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. Yeah, it was tremendous to have breaking news right in the middle of the show yesterday and get to react to it live. It was a lot of fun. We've enjoyed listening to you guys react as well all morning.
What did you think of that report right there from Josina Anderson?
I think it was Marty B. Yeah. Jeff and I looked at each other and we're like, "Is that what Marty B told Josina Anderson?" So I don't know. You can always find former players that can say something negative about anybody. I think there's a little bit of a point to that, but it's not like you have young guys on the team, and I don't really, think it's necessary. You spend a top draft pick on a young tight end this year to develop. You could do it this year, you could do it next year, and the presence of Jason Witten allows you to, move on without feeling like you're, overly short at that position. So I think it makes plenty of roster sense for team building. To that point specifically.
What do you guys have on the show today?
Pure Gold as always, Sean. Thanks so much for asking. We'll be talking about combine winners and losers. We'll be talking about the Cowboys meeting up with Earl. What are they talking about? And then we're going to have Broadus at 1 o'clock. I heard his segment with you guys yesterday, and it was just tremendous to hear him so much in his element, harvesting gold right and left. It's not just the fact he's a former scout, but there he's an insider, because he knows so many people from his relationships and the decades of scouting. So he'll join us at 1 o'clock, and we'll go deep inside the combine for all the juicy Cowboy angles.
So Troy tweeted out a picture of Kavanaugh grinding in the studio, checking out the combine. Anything jumping out so far that has you excited or that you're really paying attention to, Jeff?
Yeah, love handles. Oh, wait, are you talking to me?
Shut up, Troy.
How can you watch that?
Some of those guys are bad built. It's true. They're fat guys. The offensive linemen are working today. Nothing that anybody cares about. I think Garrett Bradbury cemented himself as a first-round player, Sean. The NC State
he's going
center,
to be first in line at a buffet.
He ran a sub 5 second 40. He had 34 reps on the bench, and he's looking real good in the mirror drills.
Found one guy in that herd of cows, huh?
Yep, found a center.
My favorite part was when Mike said, "Man, I think I could do a better job than number 16." And then he got up in studio and did a full demonstration during the break.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of sumo wrestlers trying to move. It's just like they're not going fast. No respect for the big guys. No respect.
It sounds like Jeff and RJ have their sights set on calling out one guy in particular. Is this Metcalf?
DK Metcalf?
Yeah, what about him?
He's a monster. There people on Twitter are saying he might drop dead in a week. He's got a 1.6% body fat, which is
not even a real number. That's not even human.
The milk you pour has more fat, okay, into your coffee. It's got more fat in it than DK Metcalf has in his entire body. I went to Twitter, and here it is, a doctor. A body fat percentage below 5% is a warning sign of poor health. Even in elite athletes, it can ruin your entire body, including your cardiovascular, reproductive, skeletal, central nervous system. He can be playing without a central nervous system, Sean.
Man,
this is crazy.
It's a red flag. It's got to be a red flag.
He looks like an absolute monster.
Yeah.
6'4", 228, just shredded.
Jeff, who's the combine killer? Like, who's the one that we will probably be talking about on Monday that destroyed everything from a measurement standpoint?
Rashawn Gary, I think, is one of them. He's a defensive lineman from Michigan. He'll probably be a top 10 pick, even though he wasn't a top 10 player, because he's going to test like a freak athlete. And if you do that as a rusher, then you get drafted really, really high. My guy Andy Isabella at UMass is going to have a nice little combine there. My little tiny Cole Beasley type guy, except he can run real fast and Cole can't. I had another one. Oh, DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf's going to go 6'4", 228, and he's going to run a 4.4. Haven't you said Ed Oliver?
No Bosa or Ed Oliver?
Oliver's going to kill the combine. Bosa, has he said he's going to do everything? I hadn't even checked in on him. I just consider him as a top 3
for all
pick.
the drills, but he hadn't said officially whether he's doing them all or not.
I just consider him a top 3 pick. I could see him just saying, "No, I don't need to do anything. Somebody's going to pick me anyway." But yeah, Ed Oliver will tear up the combine. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Metcalf is from where?
Ole Miss. They are going to have 3 wide receivers and a tight end, probably all drafted in the top 4 rounds.
Wow.
Which is pretty embarrassing that you guys didn't win a bunch of games. But yeah, DK Metcalf and then A.J. Brown. And then the other guy's local too. DeMarcus Lodge is a local kid. All 3 receivers could go in the first 3 rounds.
Speaking of beasts, do you have any opinion on Sean Oakman?
Can't play.
Because we're getting fans saying
can't play.
Okay, let me give the news real quick. A Central Texas jury found Sean Oakman not guilty of raping another student in 2016 as part of the Baylor scandal. So not guilty of rape for Sean Oakman, and he cannot play, you said?
It's weird. He's like the best. Like, you just look at him, he's one of those guys that off the bus you would say he looks like he might be the best football player of all time. You watch him play football and you go, oh my God, how can he not play football? So yeah, he's like 6'8" or 6'9", 280 pounds, and a lot like Metcalf, probably has about 2% body fat, and you would assume that he's going to dominate everybody, but he doesn't. He's just not a good football player. So no, I'm not interested. Not at all.
Bassick, you've had 24 hours to dissect the Bryce Harper signing and decision. Sandler, grab a headset if you'd like to. Rangers insider. RJ did not care about the Witten news while I was going crazy about it. He was going crazy about Bryce. Does it make any more sense? Jared, Bassick, our baseball guys with 13 years in Philly, no opt-out?
Jared, you can go first because I'm confused by it, but go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was surprised by it. When I saw $330 million, I just assumed it would be for 10 years. Right. So, he obviously probably left money on the table. That Dodgers deal that would have made him a free agent again at age 30. If he stays healthy, probably would have allowed him to make more money. I guess this is a deal. I mean, if you believe what Scott Boras is saying, that Bryce just wanted to show a commitment to an organization to try and help recruit people, but he definitely left money on the table. There's no doubt about it. It's shocking in that regard. And the biggest shock to me, Mike, I don't know about you, is the fact that I guess he elected to not even ask for opt-outs throughout the contract, be it at 4 years and 8 years or just one opt-out in the middle. I was pretty shocked by that.
I am too, because it's almost impossible to be good for 13 years as an organization. I mean, look, the Rangers had a nice run from about 2009 to 2016, and now they're going to go through about a 5-year process of trying to rebuild a team. Bryce he's part of the up-and-coming part of it, and let's just say the Phillies can be good for a good 5 to 6 more years and compete, but then halfway through his contract, they're probably going to have to somewhat start over. It's just the way kind of the cycle goes in professional sports. So I'm just surprised he's like, yeah, for 13 years, I'm going to be a Philly. It's like, well, yeah, but some of that time they're going to be bad at baseball. Are you okay with being on a bad baseball team? That's the Dodgers, to me, by far, were the best team today that he could win a World Series with, and then he'd be a free agent again at 30 years old after already accumulating $170 million approximately.
Yeah, and I thought he really wanted to be on the West Coast as well. I kind of thought the Phillies were the team he was using to drive up the price. So I was shocked by that. Now, that's not the most shocking baseball thing that came down the wire yesterday, Mike. I need you to hear this. So I was just an innocent bystander. I think RJ and maybe Roy were talking about the next guys to get big contracts, and Mike Trout's name came up, and I said, well, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is a free agent in 2 years, and with his age and his abilities, he's going to make a lot of money. And RJ's response was, yeah, he's not that good. And I said, what are you talking about?
Sox.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, he's a Yankee guy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it took him 20 minutes to admit that. Doesn't matter. He was trying to say, yeah, he's not that good. And then
what's the motivation?
He was like, he's not good at he's not good away from Fenway. Well, RJ's got an OPS near 1100 away from Fenway.
That doesn't factor in batting average. I value batting average.
Okay, hitting over 300 away from Fenway. Then he says, Jose Altuve's better, and then 2 minutes later, he's telling me Jose Altuve's better, which he's not. He then says, well, Mookie Betts is too short.
No. Was Altuve not better 2 years ago? Yes, he was.
Okay, great.
Okay, so what? 1 year, you just go. Are you just going with the wind?
No, Mookie Betts' career is better than Jose Altuve's career numbers.
I'm sorry, what?
Player.
Go outside.
He's a better player.
No, step outside. We're going to shut the door. Mookie Betts has not had a better career than Jose Altuve.
No, because he hasn't played as long, but his career numbers are better, RJ. Mookie Betts is one of the 3 best position players in baseball.
I need to see it for 10 years.
This was my favorite moment.
What 6 years of both players. With 2009?
This was my favorite moment.
Very appropriate, actually.
This is my favorite moment of the week, and I got to say, the assault that Sandler came out with, I almost called the old people medical staff at the resort.
I wish we would have recorded it.
It was vicious.
Piece by piece.
With
He quartered and separated Choppy on site.
I think
it was a knowledge beatdown.
Roy can back me up on this. I think my favorite part of it was when RJ brought up Mike Trout, and I just flipped. I was like, "You can't compare him to Mike Trout." And then I wasn't comparing him. I was just comparing him, but I wasn't comparing him.
Can you not bring up a guy in a sentence,
guys? I got really bad.
And not be a comparison.
I got really.
You were comparing. That's a comparison,
No, it's
RJ.
not.
Yes, you were comparing it.
Overtime.
Guys, real quick. I got possible really bad news.
Yeah, I saw that
This
too.
is Pro Football Talk. Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star Telegram, saying Earl Thomas wants to become the highest paid safety in the NFL with a deal worth more than the $13 million annually for Eric Berry, and that he is not interested in giving the Cowboys a hometown discount. So there it is. It doesn't sound like
Collins. Collins.
So there it is. Earl Thomas wants his money and not giving the Cowboys a discount, according to this Fort Worth Star Telegram and Pro Football Talk. Let's get out of here. Thank you to Twin Peaks. Thank you to TMP. Thank you to Sandler and the Rangers. Have a great show, guys. It's the G-Bag Nation coming up next.
The only way you can take the fan with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This CBS Sports Minute brought to you by the snoring experts at simplesleepservices.com. Get the right diagnosis, the right solution, the right treatment to help you wake up to better sleep.